Back, everybody. I hope that you have been enjoying some of your Photoshop projects lately. I think they're coming back great. So today we're going to talk about this next part. So on this next part, we're going to do a little bit of research. So one of the things that people learn pretty quickly as they kind of get out of the college setting is that harnessing the internet is a great resource. So the best way to do that is to see if you can find some free videos out there or tutorials that can help you get better or just do the things that you want to do. We always say that college is almost the beginning of this, but as things evolve and get bigger, keeping up with that learning process by doing things like this and doing some research is always super important. So for this project, we are going to research and look for a tutorial, or actually two tutorials, that we want to try to do. And so I'm going to kind of walk through some things. Now, you don't have to look on YouTube. You can look anywhere that, you may find some cool tutorials. By all means, I just want to see the cool things that you can create. So there are so many great things. I actually looked up a couple of different things. I looked up Photoshop projects, and I also looked up Photoshop tutorial. You can look up whichever works best for you. I mean, there are a couple other choices like demos or things of that nature, but the main thing about this project is for these two pieces, I want something that would look good in a portfolio. So we're not really looking for things that are like beginner's course, learn everything you need to know in 17 minutes. Those are great things, but hopefully we've come to the point in our learning that we're kind of past those. Those may be great refreshers, and you're more than welcome to look at them. But for this project specifically, we want to look for something that's really gonna look great in a portfolio setting. So we're looking for a project that we can use our own photos on to create something really neat. So let's go ahead and kind of look through them. But there's really some great ones out there. This one's kind of neat. It's a glow effect, and that's something that you can actually do in Photoshop. So you can look on that and see if that's something that you're interested. There's some other really cool manipulation ones. There's some really neat ones. Now, the main thing about these is that I want you to use your own photos. I don't want you to take stock photos off the internet or anything like that. I want you to use photos that you have or that you have taken and that aren't really edited. So this double exposure effect is a really neat one, and a lot of people like to use that one. But there are so many really cool ones out there that you can do a lot of just fun stuff with. There are also these kind of retouching ones. Those could be helpful, but that's not quite what we're looking for this project. We're really looking for something that's really out of the box a little bit. Even something like that is really neat. So what you may want to do is kind of research what you are interested in, and then go take photos that would work well for that. Those are really cool. The cartoon effect is really neat. Like this one's kind of the perfect example. It's a really cool project. I don't know if I can stop it, but basically it's a blend and composite. Really awesome project, but it's really not something that you could do because it's not really a photo that you can take, right? I'm not too worried about if it's like a background photo or something like that, but if it's a subject, I want you to take your own photos on this. This really needs to be your project, not somebody else's photos. So when I looked under Photoshop projects, I seemed to find a lot more interesting ones. Like, here's some really cool ones on this one of a man going through a square. There's another double exposure that's really neat. Those are really fun to do. There's a lot of layer work on that. There's a smoke effect that's really interesting. But there are so many out there. So for this project, I want you to choose 2, and I want you to go through them and complete them. And then we're going to hand them in. And when we hand them in, I want you to hand me a JPEG of your project and a link to the tutorial that you used. In the next step of this, we are going to share it with the class, and where everybody's going to have a chance to kind of check everybody else's out to see where you got it and kind of give some thoughts on what they think about it. So we're going to do just a little mini critique on it. So this will be a really fun project. Have some creative license with it, have a good time with it, and choose some things that are really going to work well. Now, attached to this project, I'm going to add 2 tutorials that I found. They're both really great. If you would like to use one of them, you can, but the other one has to be one that you have found on the internet. So you'll see them attached to this project. You're more than welcome. One's a cartoon effect and one's a floating effect. Like I said, if you would like to use one of those, you can, but just know that the other one has to be one that you have found. So have fun with this one. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do out there. Get your mind thinking, take some time and really research this. I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time to work on this. And hand in something that you can be proud of and that you'd be willing to put up on your wall if you'd want to. All right, well, good luck, and if you need anything, as always, I'm here to help.